Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today I want to talk about, the Q&A that happened on Thursday, and how that kind of puts us, it just kind of puts us in a rough spot as a community. And I want to figure out together, you and me, try to figure out what we do and like whatever an appropriate response to that Q&A would be, because there's a give and take, there's a double-edged sword to it, and we're going to describe that. And hopefully we can find some middle ground where, it just makes sense instead of one extreme or the other. Because usually what I've seen in terms of social media since that's happened has been one extreme or the other, whether it comes to just completely okaying it and being super like patting them on the back to this is the worst thing to ever exist. And I don't think either of those is the truth, and we're going to get into that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room, and why most people are upset, because the Q&A essentially didn't matter. They did a Q&A, but all of their answers were either no, we can't tell you about it yet, or we don't know. It was either no, we can't talk about it, or we don't know. That was almost every single question for a whole 2+ hours. That was it. That was what they did. They just kind of went, yeah. To most everything, and it was it was kind of just dead air for most of it, right? The big takeaways were boon totems are getting nerfed for sure, and we got updated killer play and kill rates, so now those are updated because we haven't had those updated in a bit, so now we can have more factual data, which is really, really nice. Also, they didn't show us the map stats, but they just showed us that Midwich is the most killer-sided map, and Fractured Cowshed is the most survivor-sided map, just based on escape rates. So, yeah. That is basically the only thing that we garnered from 2 hours, 2+ hours worth of content, was that only those 3 things. Everything else was, no, we don't know, or we're thinking about it, or we can't talk about it. So, essentially, it's just all dead air, right? And it gets to the point where you start, asking the questions of, do they know what's going on? And obviously they don't, because you saw that much with Patrick's explanation and defense of MMR, is that it's team-based when the MMR is not team-based. he said his analogy, if you haven't watched it, is that in hockey, if you have a star player that's scoring all the goals but the team wins, everybody counts that counts as a win for everyone. But Patrick, that's not how the MMR works. The MMR is individual, Patrick. It's your MMR system. It's your MMR system. How come we? It's one of those things where it's just ooh, how? Just how? It's not team-based MMR. Everybody knows that. You guys have said that, and the data miners confirmed it. It's individual MMR for everyone. It's not team-based MMR. So why did you say MMR is okay? Because if the team wins, that means everybody contributed in an equal, skillful manner. That's because it's a team-based sport. Of course that makes sense, because it's a team. So essentially, he just doesn't understand, and they just don't understand, and it's just it's like watching those car crash compilations, but there's no joy. Just because, it'd be like if it were the car in the car crash compilation was your car. that's how it feels. It's hey, wait, that's mine. Stop. That's how it feels. It's it's just, you could not possibly be more out of touch than you are now. You literally just said your MMR was team-based when it wasn't. Hold up. But, and I want to get to the flip side of this. Because Pianitz, who is I'm going to say it weirdly like that, so YouTube doesn't think I'm saying the other word. But he said openly on the DBD forums that the main reason that they don't do more community communication is because of community backlash. So we're kind of at a double-edged sword. What do we do in this scenario? What do we do? You know? What do we do in this scenario? Because if the main reason that they're not having more communication is because of community backlash, our reaction to this is going to drive them back into their hole, and we're not going to get communication for a good while again. But at the same time, like, what do we do? Because, like, that was clearly very shoddy. It clearly showed a lack of understanding in the game, and they only really presented one major change or thing to look forward to, and the rest of it was just air. Like, it was just a conversation that went nowhere for like 2+ hours. That is not a good. That's not a successful communication. You know what I'm saying? Like they did not succeed in their goal to communicate. But if we hold them accountable for like, hey, that's kind of a lot of dead air. like then they don't want to talk, and then we don't get more communication at all. And then, you know, they go back into the darkness, and then we're all just left like arguing with each other. So it's just like you want to like applaud them for having a Q&A and coming out and actually, you know, having more communication, because that's one of our big talking points, is that they never have enough communication. Because, like, we just don't know what's happening when all these things are broken, when they're ignoring all these things in the game, and we just want them to talk more. They say really outlandish things that don't reflect the reality of the game. Like, and it's not even just like an opinion. We're not talking like Killer versus Survivor or different ideas on perks. Like, literally, the man said that the man said that the MMR was like a team-based thing when MMR is not team-based. Like, he literally is saying things that are factually incorrect about his own video game. like this isn't a matter of opinion. Like, he's literally just like saying things that aren't true about the game. And it's like, do we not hold them accountable for that? Do we just like let it slide under the rug? Do we just go, yeah, whatever, just so they'll communicate more? Or do we like, I don't know, I feel like the natural response is to be like, whoa, dude, whoa, hold on. That's literally not how that works. And to like, you know, tell them. But like, they have this weird like fragileness, I guess, when it comes to receiving criticism, that they just want to like run away any single time they get like criticism, even if it's fairly earned. And it's just like what do we do as a community in that space where like we're desperate for them to communicate more, but they like communicate poorly when they finally do communicate, and then they get mad or upset that like they communicated poorly, and then they stop communicating. Like, what is the right answer there? Do we continue to hold them accountable and just like, you know, continue the cycle of them not talking? Or do we like brush stuff under the rug and then they'll finally talk, but then that's kind of like consenting to them saying really weird, just flat out incorrect stuff like that all the time, you know? Like, that's just like kind of like giving the stamp of approval to something that we really don't have any approval over, you know? Because like, well, like these things he's saying are just incorrect. That like the things that they said on that stream, a lot of it was just outright incorrect. And so it's just like, do we okay that? It's like, I don't know. I know what I would say. I know I don't, and I'm in a bad position for this. Like some of you have heard before, like I like on the YouTube, I used to teach, and in the reflection of this, I've been in this situation before. Like, you know, like you'll have kids who just like don't want to do any work, like ever. They just don't want to turn anything in ever, and they just don't want to do anything. And when they finally turn something in, it's like it's just like they just scribbled down the page, right? They just like, I'll be like, what? Who was the first president of the United States? And they say, Elon Musk. You know, they'll say something like that, and they'll turn in and they'll be like, yeah, hey, Mr. Person, I did it. You know, and they'll hand it to you. I don't give them a good grade just because they wrote down a bunch of random stuff. You know, like, you know, like I don't do that. Or I didn't do that, rather. So, like, I know what my answer would be, but I don't know. This is like a different landscape, right? So I know what my instinct is, but I just wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you think is the best way for us to like handle this? Because like, it seems like we're in a really like, I don't want to say treacherous, but really like, we're on thin ice in terms of just like the communication with the company, because it's either like, hey, we throw all that stuff under the rug that you said that was like clearly wrong and all of this dead air, but that's like not a good thing. So if you come back with another Q&A, it's just probably gonna be more of that. Or we actually like hold them accountable and be like, hey, that you basically didn't say anything, and the things you did say were kind of like wrong for the most part, and then they just like disappear back in the ether, and then we don't get communication at all, and it's just like, what do we do? I don't know. What do you guys think? This doesn't have a definitive answer. Today I really want to hear what you have to say, so please comment with what you think we should do, because like I am trying to like temper my response, which is why like I could have put out a video like that day, you know, because I watched it. I could have been out that day with that video, but I held it and I thought about it, and I still like I still don't know. Like I still don't know. So I think I need more. I think I need more of a consensus. I think I need second opinions, because I don't know how to react to this thing, because I don't know. It's a tough spot. Like I said, it's a tough spot. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to hear what you have to say, so please make sure you comment so we can have a good discussion about it below. If you like this video, make sure to like it. And if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to sub-a-roni. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If I don't, I'll see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.